Okay, and moving on to the next opponent, just got done having a small little practice out there with the guys, switched the schedule up a little bit based on it being Thanksgiving week, so happy Thanksgiving to everybody. But this is the best week of the year for a college football team. Just being able to eliminate distractions is good. Not having school makes it easier from the scheduling point of view. So being able to get these guys up here every morning to feed them a little bit more than we normally can, and meet and lift and practice and get them out of here at a decent time sets up good, seeing as how this game is noon kick. Should be used to noon kicks at this point, but I think it works out good from a scheduling point of view this week for all that. Growing up, being able to watch these games on Thanksgiving, on Thursday and Friday and Saturday, it's a great time of the year. So our guys are pretty excited about just being bowl eligible. Won 3 games in a row and have 2 more great opportunities ahead of us. So we're gonna keep moving forward, hopefully keep improving, and hopefully keep winning some ball games. Overall, probably as healthy as we've been all year right now. Everybody's kind of other than obviously Carl. Everybody's should be available to go this week. So a couple of guys missed some time in the game, but part of that was we were able to do it. Based on how the beginning part of the game went, we were comfortable being able to play 60-some bodies. I think the total number was 62 or something. So almost everybody that traveled played, and it was good to get those guys out there. But we're pretty healthy right now, and looking for a pretty good week. Iowa State, obviously understand what the situation is there with their football program. Doesn't affect us at all. I don't think it will affect them at all as far as how they play. The one thing that I've always admired Paul Rhodes for is getting his team to play and never quit. It doesn't matter who they're playing. It doesn't matter where they're playing. It doesn't matter what their record is. Their team always just keeps playing. They've always played with effort. They've always continued to play throughout the course of the season, continue to play throughout the course of the game. I would anticipate this game being no different. So I would, expecting them to show up, and if anything, we probably got to be a little bit on guard for maybe having a trick or two, which they're a program that does that anyway. They fake a lot of stuff. They take chances on special teams. They do some trickery stuff on offense and take some chances on defense as well. So really doesn't change a whole lot with what our preparation is and what we're going to expect. Offensively, Todd Sturdy's done a great job taking over their offense about 6 games ago. Made the quarterback switch with Lanning. I think he's a really good player. Sits in the pocket, has good mobility, throws the ball, is accurate, strong arm. Got 3 or 4 receivers that are really good players. Big dudes, same guys that we played against last year with the addition of Bundridge, who was hurt for him last year, is a really good player. And then the freshman back, Warren, is a difference maker. He's right there, top 3, 4 in the conference, over 100 yards a game. He's a good player, and a bunch of seniors on the O-line. They have 5 of their 6 guys up front, including their tight end, are all seniors. So same guys that we faced the last couple of years, but they're moving the ball well, and they're doing a good job offensively. They typically start fast and jump up on some teams they have pretty much each and every game. So we'll be expecting them to start fast and not quit throughout the course of the game. Defensively, same guys, that coaching wise that they've had. Have switched up their scheme a little bit, but have done that since game 1 this year. Typical Iowa State defense, they're very sound. They don't take a ton of chances and mix things up too much, but they're very sound in what they do. Got a couple of new faces mixed in with a lot of the older guys that they've played with over the last couple of years. We've had very competitive games against them. And our offense has got our work cut up for it, trying to figure out what these guys got going on. Special teams, solid in every phase. Probably top to bottom as good at any special teams as we've faced all year. you know, the one that stands out is their punt return. They're average a third in the country or something like that. But they got a couple of good guys back there. Their scheme has been problematic over the last couple of years. They put two guys back there and try to, you know, sprint you from sideline to sideline, you know, and do a good job with that. Their coverage units are really good. Their punt team covers well. Their kickoff team covers well. And like I said, they'll take some chances, so we need to be on high alert with that. So it's kind of the initial thoughts with Iowa State, but looking forward for a good day for our seniors. You know, there'll be a lot of talk about these guys and what they've done for the program over the last 4 years. This senior class was instrumental in the transition into the Big 12. These guys have been there from day one of Big 12 play. So, you know, it's our job as coaches and players, not counting the seniors, to put those seniors in a position to be able to enjoy their senior day. One last time on Mountaineer Field is going to be very important to these guys. It's going to be important to me to send them out on top with a victory and be able to sing Country Roads here in the stadium one last time. So that gives us plenty of motivation to prepare the right way and to play the right way as well. Then I'll take some questions.
You mentioned Iowa State starting fast. What enables some teams to be able to do that?
Oh, I don't know. Momentum's a good one on that. I mean, you get some momentum and they capitalize on it. You know, if you knew the answer, everybody'd do it. I don't know what the answer is to start fast. There's been some games where we've started fast. There's been some games where we've had to settle in before we got going. So, you know, being prepared and being in the right frame of mind and catching some early breaks and capitalizing on it with some momentum. I don't know if there's magic for it.
Touched on the switch with the coordinator. Have you seen any change in what they've done since they made the switch offensively?
Nah, you can't really change things too much. You know, I mean, you gotta keep rolling with what you're doing. Maybe how it's called a little differently, but they look relatively the same. I've seen them against, you know, I've studied their offense against Kansas and Texas Tech and TCU. You know, from earlier in the year when we were preparing for those teams, Iowa State had already played them, and they were one of the games that we would we would focus on. They're pretty similar to what we do. I mean, they're getting 11 personnel and play two backs and go 10 personnel and throw it and run it and all that. So they're really pretty similar to what we do offensively. So, you know, I've got a history with their coordinator. We've talked a lot. I think he's done a good job with them.
Dana, obviously, you know it's a business with coaching, but you know it's also a fraternity. You know, Paul Rhodes, the guy who coaches in your home state. What was your reaction when you heard the news on Sunday?
Yeah, I was surprised. I mean, I don't understand why it has to happen at this point. You know, but you know, we're obviously more worried about what's going on here, and you know, but Paul's a good football coach. He's, you know, the head coaches hang out a little bit when, you know, different meetings and venues and stuff. And you know, I've never worked with him, but he's a great guy. You know, and he's a good football coach. Brings a lot of energy to their team, and is extremely competitive and a fiery guy. But it's just part of the profession. I mean, you're seeing it. You know, this year seems like it could be, you know, pretty tough. You know, for a lot of coaches. But you know, it can't affect what we're doing. It won't affect what we're doing. We'll keep moving forward. And they're the next team on the schedule that we got to prepare for.
You even mentioned the firing of the players at all? Is this something that's brought up?
No, it's not something that affects us. I mean, it's just not. You can say, well, it's not fair or whatever it is. I don't know. I mean, it's just that what's happening there is going to happen there. You know, my job is to give our team information and what they need to be prepared to be able to win the game this Saturday. So, you know, we've already met and talked about it, but it's not going to get brought up again. And it doesn't need to be brought up to them with y'all. It doesn't affect what they do.
That said, you have to be prepared for them to throw caution to the wind a little bit, saying, "Oh, what the heck?"
Well, and that was my purpose of talking with them. You know, we met this morning and then practiced and met again on the field. But we understand that we need to be on high alert for them doing different things. You know, they don't have to be as cautious as, say, some teams would be. So we need to be on high alert for that, be ready for anything. It's part of the preparation of getting ready to play a football game.
You said everybody was probably able to play this weekend. How did Shelton bounce back out there?
Oh, he's fine. He's fine. I think it's the first time he ever got hit like that. Yeah, I went out there on the field and kind of looked at him and said, "What's wrong?" And he just said, "I've never been hit like that." I said, "Well, just get up." You know, and he did, and he was fine. So he was good out there today.
Yadi, you,
Practice today. It should be closer. You know, I doubt at this point he can get into the starting lineup. You know, because of the switch and Marcel playing well, Marquis playing well, but you know, having the depth is incredibly important.
You know, you obviously really like Tyler. You talked a bunch about your guards, but I think Marquis has played the most snaps. He started both tackle positions, and near as I can tell, has played really well. Not gotten a lot of recognition.
Well, he looked really bad giving up that one sack or that one hit.
All right, one play out of. Thanks very much.
Marquis is one of my favorite guys. I mean, he's been here for a long time. He's going on his fifth year senior. You know, an inspirational guy. Is got lots of energy. You know, proud of the player that he's turned into. You know, so he is what, a 2-year starter now. So that's what you really want out of a lineman. You know, there's guys that are ready to play early and you know, end up playing 3 and 4 years, but that's kind of rare. You know, so a guy like Marquis, you know, he's going to get his degree here in December. You know, leave here. I know he wants to try to play in the NFL, which you have that opportunity. And we'll leave an alumni of West Virginia University, so I'm proud of where he's at.
What did you say, I guess, if anything, after he was able to kind of break through and get that first touchdown this season?
I said, "I'm glad you can score." He goes, "I've known I can score all along." I said, "We'll do it more." And I think he did it one more time after that.
When we talked about him at an official meeting back in July, I think he was the most, or one of the most dynamic guys we coached in your time here. When you said that, did you have this kind of a season with him being 1,200 yards through 10 games and doing what he has? Did you have this kind of a season with him?
I didn't know if he had the ability to be able to do it consistently like that. I didn't know we were going to be averaging 50 rushes a game either. You know, so that's what we're doing offensively has helped Wendell as well. I knew he was a great back. I mean, you know, that's why he was at media days. Be able to do it consistently over 10 games now has been fun to watch. You know, proud of him for that. We got no reason to think he's not going to continue to do that. You know, the versatility is what has always stood out with him. And, you know, being so important, being a run between the tackles guy has diminished some of those ways that we've used him because we haven't had to. And he's been able to handle it. So it hasn't turned out exactly like I thought it would, but not surprised at his success at all.
And how do you have running the ball 50 times per game or better? Do you think big picture wise this gives you guys the best chance to win the conference and compete for the conference title going forward?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, absolutely. We got to continue to, you know, run the ball effectively, but continue to get better intermediate passing games as opposed, you know, in addition to that with big play potential. You know, we missed 4 over-the-top throws. And, you know, the wind has something to do with it. You can say it does, or you can say it doesn't. I mean, it does. I mean, first time I told Skyler that you can't overthrow number 1 or number 5. And he hadn't all year. Well, when we had that wind behind him, those things sailed. So, you know, being able to ground it out like we have here recently, you know, makes a difference in being able to win those games. There's no question. But then you're going to have those times where you got to hit that big play, and you got to be good in the intermediate passing game. We're not where I feel like we should be or will be when it comes to that. Moving forward, this week, next week, bowl game, you know, next year.
And how
as a group and what they've been through. I mean, it seems to me like this senior class has gone through a lot injury-wise and the likes.
Committed, committed more than anything, committed to WVU, committed to being a Mountaineer. This program, they're proud of where they're at, and they're a close, tight-knit senior class. So I think 20 years from now, you'll see a lot of these guys coming back hanging out together. And they have, they're resilient, from overcoming some of the injuries that they've overcame is big. But they're the inspiration for our whole team right now. They're the backbone with going back from coaching changes to transition, conference transitions, developing the program. It's meant a lot to them. It's meant a lot to me that they've stuck it out, and they've never wavered, and they've continued to work their tail off each and every day. So I'm proud of this class.
Dana, you mentioned it a little bit, this being one of the best weeks for football because there's no distractions. But, obviously these guys are here. They're locked in. They can't go home to their families for Thanksgiving. What do you do? Do you have any kind of team dinner? They go to position coaches' houses for have a little Thanksgiving?
Yeah, there are different things. There's different things. We'll go to a movie tomorrow just to kill, do as something as a group. We'll have a family Thanksgiving dinner here on Wednesday where, they're all here, and coaches and families and stuff will be here as well. I let them go where they want to on Thursday. Some of them will go home. If you could, they'll get about 24 hours off from Thursday when we're done here until Friday, where we reconvene and go through a Friday schedule where we travel and all that. So a lot of them will go home. A lot of them will have their own dinner. All the coaches will have their own dinners, and if there'll be players go to different houses and stuff like that. So we'll make sure that every one of them has a place to go. But we'll have our own dinner on Thursday, on Wednesday, because I want to let guys go. If they want to be able to go, they can go. And then Friday, it's back to work business as usual.
You had said a lack of distractions during this week. I guess, how do you hope to prevent players from finding their own distractions when they come home?
Going on here. If you're going to worry about that, then you got to worry about that every day. So our guys are pretty in tune with what this week means, and all their families will be coming in on Thursday. Most of them anyway. Come in Thursday or Friday. So you got a little extra time to be able to spend time with their families and stuff. And then Saturday, obviously, family day or a senior day with the families. And, be able to spend time with them after Saturday as well, and then Sunday we'll be back to work. Got another game after that.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.